Right, well, hello if you're just joining. Just going through a couple of audio checks, just making sure that we're all good for this evening's stream. And Leeds find ourselves again in the shadows of Anfield Road, of course, Goodison Park. And it's great to see that we're, I think, making progress under the coach, Scabala. I think he's going to be a good asset for the club. I also think that I'm quietly confident that we're going to get a result here at Everton today. I don't know why, but all the stats seem to point to a Leeds narrow victory. If you've had a look at my community tab, you'll see on there that I've even put the odds and spoken about those odds and all the rest of it, and I think we'll go over there and have a little look. Team news is in, as you'd expect. I'm a little bit late starting, some unforeseen circumstances causing the delay to today's stream, so apologies if you came by a bit earlier and I wasn't here. It was something that really caught me in the last moment, but thankfully those issues have now been resolved and we can get on and hopefully enjoy a good bit of football. And I'm just actually seeing if any of those YouTube shorts did anything, and as at the moment I don't know why. I think I'm kind of shadow banned because one of them had a couple of bad words in, but I mean, I never purported this channel to be made for children, and I never wish that it's made for anybody under the age of the legal age of 13, and I do apologise if you are offended by those words, but other YouTubers do it and get away with it, so I thought I'd try, and obviously not. Such is life at the moment, so it's a really good start for Leeds. I think we're going to be I'm pleased that Somerville's in. It looks like he's replacing, I think, Sinistera. I might be wrong there, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I don't always see the comments, that's why I am watching along myself. I'm watching along using my mobile phone. Alright, so the idea of that is the streaming software that we use isn't that great sometimes, and YouTube with comments isn't that great anyway. I don't know if you're aware, but quite often comments don't come through. Quite often you see them and they're very, very delayed. So I am watching, of course, on my trusty handphone, and it is hopefully going to serve as well this evening. Just run again through those lineups in case you are using a mobile phone and you can't see them, and they are coming up just as we speak. We'll run through those in a moment. It's pretty much as you'd expect from Leeds. Somerville is starting for Leeds today, so Everton, Pickford, start with Pickford between the sticks, Coleman, Cody, Tarkovsky, Michaelenko, Iwobi, Decore, Guy, Onana, McNeil, Maupe. Leeds, of course, not many changes, just one there really. Melier, Eileen, Cock, Wober, Firpo making up the back four. McKennie, Adams, Somerville, Harrison, Nonto and Bamford are starting for Leeds. Just touching quickly on the Everton subs, they've got Holgate, Keane. I'm surprised he's on the bench. Decent player he is. Kamari, Gray as well. He's got Gray on the pitch. Begovic, Mina, Godfrey Davis, Vinagre, and Sims. Leeds, of course, Coops on the bench. Aronson, Giabi, Robles, Rutter, Christensen, Monterio, Greenwood and Fernandez. Referee today, Andy Madley. Apparently, I'm led to believe that he's a Huddersfield Town fan, is this guy. So let's just hope that he I don't know. One of the dog bothering fans, is he going to do us a solid today? I don't know. I would like to say so, but I think honestly, as long as he does well and referees the game well, incidentally, I thought the referee who ref the match against Man United, I thought he had a superb game. He had a superb game. It was getting a little bit heated. I thought there would have been a red card. I thought there should have been a red card for one or two of those Man United players. I thought there was definitely a bit of pushing and shoving going on off the ball, and I thought probably Rashford was a little bit lucky to stay on the pitch. So Macier as well. I thought he was another one who got away with a few shoves, kicks, and dodgy tackles that were probably worth a jolly lot more than a stern warning. Anyway, welcome, hello, and I'm Gary, and this is Watchalong Leeds. We're going to have a watch-along, hopefully, for today's match against Everton. Team lineup is there at the bottom of the... Hello? It seems we've got a lag, or there we go. It's just me. I'm closing a program down, and the computer doesn't like what I'm doing. So such is life, as they say. Yeah. What it is I'm just trying to shut down all the. Anyway, no one really cares about that stuff. What I'm trying to do. So, what are we trying to do? No one cares. But what we care about today is, of course, the mighty Leeds United. Are they going to get 3 points? Are we going to get 3 points against Everton? I'm pretty confident. I hope you've seen my YouTube shorts. They don't seem to be going out as much as what they used to do, which is a little bit disappointing from YouTube. So if anybody from YouTube is watching, do better. I think that's what the Americans say, isn't it? Do better. If something isn't good, hey, do better, man. There's not much happening at the ground at the moment. We don't have any sort of stream or anything like that. So we're just waiting for the broadcaster to start the broadcast, and then I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about what's going on. A good week for Leeds. We've got Eiling signed up. We've got a couple of other new players as well that seem to have signed professional contracts. Have come up through the ranks, and that's good to see that the development is continuing down at Elland Road. It's always nice to see that we're getting the fresh legs in, the fresh talent, and hopefully these guys will do us proud in the future years. I'm just waiting for a tap to get my to get into the okay. We don't have any according to this. It's 2 minutes 50 seconds, and the stream will begin from Goodison Park, so it just gives me a little bit of time to ramble on. Hello if you're joining, hello if you're watching. Nice if you want to comment, I'll give you a shout out. You'll get your comment highlighted. Perhaps you've got an opinion about the game. Perhaps you've got a prediction. What is your prediction? If you're watching, get them in the comments box. It's always nice to see your predictions. It's always nice as well to think about who could be the first scorer. And for Leeds, I was hoping it might be Bamford, but I'm thinking Nonto will be is the prime candidate at the moment. Of course, no Rodrigo today, so we're hoping again for another 3 point. Or we're hoping for the first 3 points. Get this. Since Bonfire Night, that's the last time Leeds won a game in the Premier League, and we're hoping for 3 points. Of course, it is a massive game. It's worth more than 3 points. Is this? Both clubs need it. Leeds need it. They need it, and I expect that it's going to be a closely fought contest. Is this one? I think that they're going to be. I think that they're going to be very, very tight at the back, tight, cramping the midfield, camping in the midfield, should I say. 2 minutes now till kick off, or should I say, to the stream begins. Stream's just lined up. I don't know if I can show you that, or if I did show you that, I'd probably end up getting hit with a copyright strike. So, sorry. As much as I'd love to, it's probably not a good idea. Have you got any predictions, thoughts in the comments? Put something in the comment there. I'll comment. Here we go. Score and scorers. Yeah, of course. Score and scorers. I think it's Leeds 2-1 is this. I think Nonto's going to get... maybe I should stick my neck out and say he's probably going to get both goals. He probably won't, but you never know. Here's to hoping. We've got a 1 minute countdown timer on now, just in case you're wondering. The what the hell? The broadcaster have they have a little. Oh, fuck, I've pressed the wrong button. I need to go back. The broadcaster have a little timer, and it just times it down to when they're scheduled to begin today's transmission. Other channels that I could watch: Chelsea, Southampton, Villa, Arsenal. I think that game's ongoing. Has it actually finished, that game? I'll have a look and let you know if I can see any score about it. Nottingham Forest versus Man City. Well, of course, we're all Man City fans as well today. Try and rein Forest back in and hope that they don't go too far away. I think they're going to do exactly to Man City what they did to us. Brighton and Fulham, Wolves and Bournemouth, of course Everton, Leeds, Brentford and Crystal Palace are the other fixtures that are on today. So according to this, they're saying that there's a 10-minute countdown on this one now. So yeah, the Leeds stream begins in 8 minutes and 40 seconds apparently. So we're just waiting on the broadcaster to open the broadcast. Let me know in the comments box if you want to tell me something, you want to get something off your chest, whatever you think about Leeds United. Are we gonna triumph under Skabala? Are we gonna survive? Are we gonna succeed? Are we gonna make progress? Is he gonna fix the problems that Jesse seemed to have, especially with the leaky defence? All right, it's a lot tighter than it was under Marcelo, and the goal difference tells you that, doesn't it? Marcelo Bielsa was, as much as we love him all down at Elland Road, he didn't really care much about defending, and in this league, you'll quickly get opened up by a lot of different teams if you're not caring enough about defending. And I thought that when he was in charge, he should have done more about defending in the Premier League. All right, you could probably, with the quality that we had at the time in the Championship, we could probably get away with it. But you're definitely dealing with a different animal of player when in Premier League. It's definitely a big step up. As we've found out, we've had a bit of a clear out, sent some people out on loans, got rid of or sold on a couple of other players, etc., who probably weren't equipped to deal with this level of football. I think that when we start gelling a little bit better, I think that we'll stop the needless conceding. But then I also think it's game management, and I saw a statistic this week that said something along the lines of Leeds have dropped 18 points from winning positions this season. I mean, imagine if we'd have only got half of those 18 points, where we would be. We'd be in the easily in mid-table, and it just makes you so. Leeds fans like me are very, very frustrated by that, knowing that we're playing well. We're having all this good possession. We've created so many opportunities in a game, and we're just failing to see games out. And it just beggars belief. I think, like I said, if you watch my stream this week, I was talking about Leeds Bird Rants, on YouTube, and if you get a chance to go over and see her channel, she's got a very, very good channel, lots of good analysis. 9 points. If we'd have had 9 points, 9 of those 18, we would be in 11th place, 3 points behind Chelsea in 10th. So we're not that far away. I think if we are capable of getting a little winning streak going. And look at Man United's winning streak. You know, they went 13 wins on the bounce or something under Ten Hag when they got rid of, or when Ronaldo was starting to get phased out last year, and he went on a 13 match winning run or something like that. And they were nowhere. They were absolutely nowhere, Man United, and now they're talking about, well, Man United might end up winning the Premier League. Arsenal look like they're winning, or they've won that game. They've opened up their 3-point gap against Man City. They're on 54 points at the minute, so it's all to play for. There isn't a team in this league who you can think, well, we're going to go there and get beaten convincingly. We've got a little bit of extra strength in depth. We've got a couple of extra defenders now, and the key thing is as well is the age of these defenders. You know, this Monteiro, he's a young guy, isn't he? I think they're talking about putting him in 23s, development squads and all this kind of thing. Weber, however you want to pronounce it. Seems to be pretty solid at the back. Seems to be a bit of a leader. Seems as though he's going to be taking up the mantle. Cooper, is he past his best? I probably think so. I'm not so sure he can probably cut it in the Premier League anymore. He's probably going to be better off in a lower league or in a foreign league, I think. But he's been a great servant to the club, hasn't he? But I think at this level, you can't get sentimental about players, however much they've put in. You've just got to think, well, you know, this player's not achieved. He's had a lot of injuries. He's slowing down a little bit. Can't keep up with the pace anymore. It's too intensive. And fine margins at this level. Fine margins count, don't they? So, yeah. Great to see you all if you're joining. And, of course, we're hoping for a Leeds United win. We've got a countdown timer on the clock. I'll tell you a little bit about that. The clock that we're seeing is saying that stream starts in about 5 minutes. So that's just enough time for me to have a little break. And then we'll get on with the stream, hopefully, when we come back. Time on the clock is 47 now, 47 minutes. So it's about 13 minutes to kick off at the moment. So yeah, let's hope that everything runs smoothly. Let's hope that we're all audio good and we get a nice solid stream today with no problems. Because the worst thing about live streaming is, oh man, when you run into a technical problem, it's just like, oh god, what? All right, yeah, take a little break, and then we'll get cracking into the nuts and crannies. We'll get into the nuts and bolts of this stream, nuts and bolts of this game, and hope that we can get Leeds United on the front foot very early on. And we'll hope that we can get 3 points here at Everton. Okay. That's all right. Right. Okay. I'll just leave you with a bit of loaf here, and then we'll get started in a few minutes. Right, hello, I'm back. Welcome back. If you're just joining, 2 more minutes apparently before the stream from the broadcaster begins. It's they've got a countdown timer on. Just quick enough time then really to go a little bit through the the team lineups, and it's as you'd expect from Leeds. Melier, Eileen, Koch, Wober, Firpo. At the back, he's playing McKennie, Adams, Somerville and Harrison in the midfield. And Nonto, Bamford, it looks like, would probably be joining them up front. Although they have presented a 4-2-3-1 formation, putting Bamford up front on his own, Somerville, Harrison, Nonto on the left supporting, Harrison is said to be in the middle and Somerville on the right, and I can imagine there's going to be a lot of interchange in there. It's a little bit different from the previous 4-2-3-1, isn't it? 4-2-3-1 is the formation. McKennie and Adams just sitting in the front of the defence. Eiling, Koch, Wober and Firpo on the left. And a number of people saying that they're quite happy with Firpo's performances recently. I don't know what you think. Let me know in the comments box if you've got any comments about Firpo. A player who divides opinion, or who has divided opinion in the past. I think is, I don't know, is it's like anything, isn't it? Does it depend on the individual game? Does it depend on the individual player that he's marking? What does it depend on? I think if we've struggled at that left back position, but there's no place for Strauch even on the bench today. Cooper, Aronson, Giabi, Robles, Rutter, Christensen, Monteiro, Greenwood and Fernandez sitting on the bench today for Leeds. Everton starting lineup: Pickford, Coleman, Cody, Tarkowski, Mikolenko is it? Awobi, Decore, Guy, Onana. I can imagine there's a few chants about him. McNeil and Maupay up front for Everton. They are playing a 4-5-1 formation. Is the expected formation from Dyche and his men. As you'd expect, he's going to pack the midfield or pack the defence, and he's probably going to get one or two of those midfielders to drop back. And I can see that he's going to be playing a very counter-attacking style of football. He's not going to be interested in possession. He's not going to be interested in it being a good game. He's going to be in there to scrap out a 1-0 win. And do whatever it takes to stop Leeds from threatening the Everton goal, I imagine. And we are less than 1 minute from the start of the stream from the broadcasters now. So, broadcaster, if you don't know, I use a Premier League broadcaster. I'm not in the UK, so I can stream this stuff legally. It's a paid-for stream that I watch. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you. Can't share what's going on at Goodison because of rights issues, and obviously the channel would quickly get taken down if I did. But what I am allowed to do is watch along, and that means that I can offer a Leeds point of view, a touch of bias perhaps. If you're an Everton fan, you're not going to appreciate that, but as Leeds fans, we always complain that the commentators who are commentating for the actual broadcasters are very biased against Leeds United. So this is one of the reasons why I've got my channel as it is, and one of the reasons why to bugger them. Sky News, Sky Sports, and all the rest of it. It's something that irks a lot of Leeds fans. I think gets a lot of Leeds fans goat. They don't like a lot of these pro broadcasters, I think, from Sky Sports. 6-point game is this today. We're going to be hoping. We need a win. It's as simple as that. And we have a transmission. And the transmission is just beginning. Dwight Neal, Maupay and Iwobi are playing for... it's talking a little bit about the Everton start there. It's pretty straightforward for Skubala today. Eiling, Koch, Meslier in nets, obviously Wober and Firpo playing the left back. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, the American duo in midfield. In front of them we've got Somerville, Harrison, Nonto. And then the Lord Patrick Bamford is up front for the Peacocks. So we're hoping for a good game. of course. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting actually. The broadcaster have this down as a 4-3-3 formation from Everton, which is contrary to what the BBC have, which is what I've just been talking a little bit about. So, a little bit of confusion there. I mean, I don't know if the managers or the coaching staff have to submit uh, an intended lineup, or it's just what they think is best on the day. Skabala and Deitch are having chats, a catch up down at the touchline, and it all seems quite friendly. They're talking a little bit about the game, hopefully, and if you watch the press conference this week, Skabala did mention that he's dealt or coached alongside or learned the game alongside Sean Dyche in the past. The Leeds players huddling in the middle of the pitch today. They're having a bit of a motivational moment. The Everton players are they're lined up on the centre circle, and it's a minute's silence for Christian Atsu, a former Everton player, of course, lost his life in the Turkey and Syria great earthquake that happened on the 6th of February. So there is a minute's I say it's a minute's silence. It's a minute's worth of applause for him and his contribution to Everton Football Club over his time there. We'll wait for that to finish before we get started. And that's it. It's over. Minute silence is done. Both teams both sets of players start getting into their respective positions, and we've got Leeds have won the kick-off. Looks like it's Bamford on his own. And Somerville is on the right side. Harrison's on the right side. Now the players are taking the knee. Right, and that's it. Bamford plays it back, and it's pumped up the pitch, and Somerville is trying to pick that up. And it's a million miles an hour, and Everton are rushing and scurrying the defence. Leeds are, of course, as you would expect, immediately putting the Everton defenders and the midfielders under extreme pressure. No time for them to dilly-dally on the ball because the Leeds players are snapping at their ankles. Luke Ayling wins a throw-in for Leeds on the halfway line. If you're there, you want to comment, let me know. You want to say something, you want to... And that's a really tragic ball. Who's that that's played that? Was it Harrison? He's scurrying back to try and chase it down, but the ball got thrown in for him, and he just popped it off, and it just went out for an Everton throw-in. So, the ball was turned over to the Everton player. So it was a really, really bad pass. Was that for Everton? Ball's on back with Pickford at the minute. No messing around, pumps it long and high down the middle, almost as far as the Leeds 18-yard box. And it's a cross in for Mope, but it's dealt with by Robin Koch, headed out, and Onana's played a ball there, but it looks like it's gone for, I think, went for a Leeds goal kick. Yeah. 2 minutes on the clock now. I don't know if you're able to watch. Skabala's just stood at the touchline. He's having a drink of water. Mellier's got the ball on the 6-yard line. He's just about to take his goal kick. It goes left down the left wing. It's looking for Nonto, but Harrison's got the ball. There's a little 1-2 between Harrison and Bamford, but it's come off an Everton player, and Bamford's there somehow won a corner ball on 2 minutes 35. So good job, Patrick. I'm not sure how you won that, because the picture I've got is a little bit fuzzy at the moment. It's not very clear. We're hoping for the stream to pick up a little bit. Short ball in from Nonto. Somerville clips one into the back post. Oh, and it's just defended away. It's just headed away, and Weber was on the back post lurking to try and pick something up there for Leeds United, but a clearance from Everton, and the tall guys are packing into the 6-yard box. They've got Willie Nonto taking the corner ball. This was from the Leeds right hand side. It's an outswinger, it's low, and it's not a very good corner from Willie Nonto, unfortunately. Low, and it bounced, and but it's gone back out, and I think Leeds have won another corner here. No, it's not. It went out for a throw in. Unfortunately, sometimes the camera clips away and you don't see what actually happened. But it's a 1-2 with Ayling, and the ball's deflected, but Pickford picks it up before it goes out for another corner ball, and he plays it very quickly, does Pickford, high into the air, and it's just landed almost in the centre circle, centre spot. Ayling now, he's Ayling there, he tried to play a ball up, but he's played it straight at the player, and almost thankfully the Everton players couldn't get it into possession quickly enough. It went back all the way to Pickford, and it looks like Firpo's gone down under a challenge, and Everton are breaking forward, but it's taken wide, and I think is it Maupe? Oh yeah, it's a collision with Tyler Adams, and that wasn't a very good one. It's is it Weber who's down? It's Weber. He's gone down on his wrist and elbow. He's gone down on his wrist and his elbow. He's gone high up, rolled on Tyler Adams's back, and he's come down full weight, and it's all gone straight through his arm through his right arm onto his shoulder. Quite a sore one that, I think, for Weber. I hope he's all right. We don't want to be making a defensive substitution after 5 minutes, which is what we have on the clock, 5 minutes 20 seconds, and there's a bit of concern coming from Skabala and the assistants there. And Skabala's, I think he's ordered the subs to go out and do a bit of warming up, because this is looking not very. Oh, he's up. Is Weber? He's up, but the physios have got a look of concern on his face. Camera clips over to Orta now and Kinnear. Orta and Kinnear are there in the, of course, in the exec seats and stuff. And there's still some discussion going on in the over Weber. I think he might have knackered his elbow in, or he's done something to his shoulder. It's not looking good. He's still on the touchline for treatment. Melier takes the resulting goal kick. Everton quickly defend it, and he's out for an Everton throw-in, just almost by the halfway line. They've given him the all clear to come back on, Weber, now, so let's hope he's all right. Win predictions changing all the time. Leeds 31, draw 29, Everton 40% for the win. And Leeds are breaking forward. There's a mistake. Oh, and it's Bamford. He just didn't clip it into the box. He couldn't clip it into the box. He's running on the left side. But Leeds have got Everton pinned in here. And that was a lovely ball in, I think, towards Somerville, but it was cut out, unfortunately. And that's a lovely little ball down the channel. Bamford's on the back post, but he just can't get to it. Patrick Bamford couldn't get to that, couldn't win that header. Ayling pumps it back in now, but Nonto just slips, but it's cut out again by the Everton defence. Oh, Bamford on the turn, and he's just, it's straight at the defender's boots. And Leeds this is some really good pressure from Leeds United. They've got Everton penned in, and Everton are not looking to get out, and they've managed just to pump one straight out for a throw in for Leeds United on the halfway line. And 3 or 4 efforts at Pickford's goal there. And they're playing some really good stuff at the minute, Leeds. Short, sharp, crisp passing, plenty of movement, and in very narrow spots down at Goodison Park. Leeds, of course, looking to try and get a quick goal, try and open this game up a little bit, make Everton come at us. And I assume try and pick them off on the counter attack. That would be the ideal game plan from a Leeds point of view. But I can't see, or I can certainly see Leeds getting one. The ball's halfway inside our half at the minute, and it's an Everton throw-in on the Leeds left-hand side. And as you'd expect, Everton are trying to probe their right, which is our left. And it's Coleman who's got the ball now. He's going to take a throw in. I thought it would have been a long one, but he plays a short one. Firpo is over there, though. So it's a good, very, very good start for Leeds. We've started very brightly. Firpo is over there, though. It's a very, very good start for Leeds. We've started very brightly. Yeah. Just checking out the audio now. Yeah. Oh, and Somerville's giving the ball away in the middle of the park. Everton are coming at Leeds at pace. And it's gone out to the left-hand side, but luckily your man Luke Ayling is there again to stop the cross in. Somerville back there supporting Luke Ayling, interestingly enough. So there's a long ball over the top for Everton, and the Everton player's gone down under a challenge. But he's being waved away by the referee. Luke Ayling struggled there. And it's Mikolenko who's gone down in the box. It could well have been a penalty on another day, but the referees immediately waved that away. I thought Adams probably had a little bit of his thigh there and took him down. Mikolenko is it? But he's a big guy, and Luke Ayling was struggling a little bit there. He didn't have the position in, and it turned Luke Ayling, and luckily Tyler Adams was coming in. He could see the danger and swept up the problem. We've got Nonto stood on. It's an Everton corner, and Nonto stood on the Leeds goal line. Melier picks up the ball, and he says there's been a foul on him as he was running out there. So a very interesting game. The referees had a word with the Everton player involved, and play goes on. Long ball down the right hand side. Somerville tries chasing, but he's cut out by Mikolenko, I think there. So of course we've got some proven scorers on this pitch. We've got Nonto, we've got Somerville. He's always capable of getting us a goal. Bamford, of course, he's had a couple of good seasons in the Premier League. He's had a good few assists recently, and a goal, but he's struggling to find a bit of form. You know, Patrick hopefully can get back into the swing of things, start getting in and about the box, and getting a goal or two for himself instead of being so uh, generous, and he is a generous player. I think Patrick Bamford, and it's 12 minutes. 12 minutes 34 on the clock now, guys. Hello, if you're just joining, a very good start from Leeds. A couple of really good opportunities. I'm pleased to report nothing so far for Everton at this point. They've had a couple of attacks, but nothing really, no real threat yet on the goal. They've had a corner ball. Leeds have had a couple or three corners, I think, at this point, and it's a really good start from Leeds. Yeah, it's 9 games apparently since we won a game, and that's really good defending again from Tyler Adams. He's tracking back and giving nothing away for us against this Everton midfield or this Everton attack. He's tracking back, can see the danger, and what a great player he's been for us so far. I think what a buy, Tyler Adams. And Pickford plays a short ball out. The Leeds players are sniffing around the Everton defence, but there's nothing doing. They've played it out to the right hand side, as you'd expect, very quickly, and Leeds quickly retreat and make up the positions where required. Bakore, Mope, and it's defended again by Firpo. Steps in and the ball goes back down to via a pass from one of the defenders to Pickford. Pickford's played a 1-2 again with the defender, and it seems Everton are trying to suck us out a little bit here, but there's a long ball then from Pickford, and I think it's McNeil there with a header against Ayling, and it's gone out for a Leeds throw in. Yeah. Bamford to Somerville, but Somerville just can't control the flick on from Patrick Bamford, and it's gone back down to Pickford again, who has seen a lot of the ball this first 15 minutes, and the ball's not really settling. No team's really getting a command of the game just at the moment. Leeds have had a really good spell in the first 10 minutes, but they're kind of letting Everton knock it around a little bit, just doing enough to hold them. Cody, the defender for Everton, and he passes it out wide. Iwobi couldn't control the ball, and it's pumped up the pitch, I think, by Weber, and Somerville can't bring it down and control the ball, and Tyler Adams is getting back there, and Iwobi crosses it in. Oh, goodness me. Weber cuts out. Weber's in trouble, I'll tell you now. He's holding that right shoulder. He went down under a collision with Tyler Adams and an Everton player in the air, and he's come rolling off Tyler Adams's back, landed on his what I think is his right elbow, which he's just been holding there. The physios have told him to carry on, but he certainly felt that. I don't know if it's an ache or anything worse. I hope it's nothing worse. The new signing, of course, comes in, you play 3 or 4 games and boom, get injured. We could definitely do without an injury to our defenders at this stage, can't we? Everton attacking down their right hand side, trying to attack Firpo's position, and they've played it across the park now. Mope to Mikolenko, over to the left. McNeil crosses it in, and the ball's gathered confidently by Ilian Meslier. He's under no pressure from any oncoming Everton player, which is good news. Rolls it out, and it's Ayling. but it's a bad ball from Ayling, and Everton have cut it out. And Mope's had a shot, but it's come bouncing off, I think, Robin Koch. Leeds have dropped off the midfield a little bit here. They don't seem to be pursuing the midfield, the Everton midfield players. They're just dropping back and just doing enough to hold them out. And they're not picking the men up, but Decore plays it wide. McNeil thumps the ball across the box, but it's gone all the way for a throw-in. Sean Dyche is up. He likes what he's seen. He's got his hands above his head. He's giving him a good clap, but it was pretty poor. Was that from? Yeah, McNeil, he absolutely thumped it, and it ended up over on the fur post side of the pitch for a Leeds throw-in. So yeah, Everton is just starting to dominate this passage of play. They've been slowly coming into the game from sort of the 12th minute onwards. The Leeds have not really, or the Leeds seem to be retreating, not picking up the men. Somerville's back defending, right down by the corner flag. Concedes a throw-in, and I think, is it Mikolenko? He's got a throw-in there. Yeah, he has. It's about 5 yards from the corner flag, deep inside the Leeds half. Onanan has got the ball now, and he's not sure what to do with it, and he eventually plays it all the way back. It's gone across back to the halfway line, and there's another long ball. Oh, and Mellier's dropped it. It's a long ball, and Mellier under pressure has dropped the ball right on the edge of the 18-yard box, and the Everton players were all frantically panicking to try and get on the end of it, but unfortunately for them, that's a lovely ball from Patrick Bamford. He's nutmegged one of the Everton players there, and it's gone in for a 1-2 with Jack Harrison, but it's not come off. But Leeds have picked up the possession, and it's a swung ball in now, and Nonto picks it up over by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Nonto holding off the Everton players, but there's a little 1-2 there, and it's not worked out for Willie Nonto there. The interchanging pass wasn't a very good one back to Willie Nonto, and Leeds concede possession, and it's back with Everton again. Yeah, it's certainly becoming a very interesting match. Is this? There's definitely goals in it. And it's going to take. I think it's going to take a little mistake, a little error from one of the teams. We've seen a couple of things already. Mellier couldn't win that ball. He stood under. Robin Koch was stood under it, and he came to pick it up out the air. And it's a good challenge. It's not a foul, I don't think. And I don't know. Koch's just stood there. He's not jumping for it. He's not trying to clear the path for Mellier. A sigh of relief for Leeds United, and Somerville's challenged, and he's looking for a foul, but Everton have picked it up about 40 yards out, and nothing going from the ref. And that's a wonderful ball in from the left-hand side. I think it's McNeil who's played it in. It's gone right between the Leeds defence and Mellier's goal. It just drops his shoulder, and oh God, it just whips it round Ayling, and it's gone between the defenders and Mellier. But luckily for Leeds, there's nobody rushing in for Everton, and you think that the absence of Calvert-Lewin is a very, very good bit of news for us today. I don't know what we're doing. I really don't. And Jack Harrison's conceded a free kick about 35 yards out. It's over on the Leeds left-hand side, the Everton right-hand side, and it's a bit of a shove. Not very good from Jack Harrison. That, I don't think. I'm not a fan of that. You can't be giving a side like this with big tall guys like Everton are. You can't be giving them the chance to toss the ball in from a very good angle against these kinds of players, because this is exactly what they're going to be looking for, I think. McNeil tries to play it in, but it's headed out by Bamford. And the ball's played into Onanan, but he can't pick it up. It's a long ball. It's way out, and it's gone for a Leeds throw-in. Eiling picks it up. And Everton are really starting to turn the screw on this Leeds side at the minute. It's a difficult period of the game for Leeds. We're struggling to get out, struggling to get the ball down, struggling to get any possession, and Everton are, as I expected, Everton are going to give us a really good run for our money today. It's not going to be an easy game in this. Nonto picks up the ball, and he's lost it. A bit of miscontrol. Iwobi takes it off him. But luckily, I think McKennie's got it, and he's charging forward down the pitch. He's unopposed at the moment. Tries to play a little ball into Nonto, but he can't get to it. It's cut out. A little bit of a weak pass that from McKennie. Just needed a little bit more pace on the ball, and it'd have been a better ball for him. Somerville. Oh, and he's shoved in the back, and he loses possession as he's about to pass the ball. Ball's now down in the Everton right corner, and it's Tyler Adams and there's a crossing from McKennie, and it took a deflection. Sorry, Somerville. It took a deflection off one of the Everton players there, and I think it caught Pickford unawares. It was on its way into the net, I think, and luckily Pickford for Everton made quite a good recovery and stopped it from going in. It would have been a very unusual deflection. The player were about 12 yards out from the goal, and yeah, McKennie, I think, just unexpectedly just whacked it straight at the player, and it's on its way into his net. Apparently, the referee's assistant's slipped over, and it looks like there's an injury to Onana, is it? I think number 8 there. Sean Dyche is looking a little bit concerned. There's a break in the play, and the Everton physios are on the pitch. Pickford's come walking all the way out to see what's going on. I tell a lie, actually. Pickford's walked out all the way to the physios to pick up a drink, and then he's just walked off. More the fool me. Yeah, well, it's going to be a long break in play. It looks like it's an injury to his Onana's shin, or possibly ankle. Difficult to tell just what they're working on there as the players are surrounding Onana, and the angle isn't that good from the broadcaster, so we can't really tell what's happened, what part of him's been injured. I suspect it's the top of the toe. He's a big guy, is that Onana? Good God, how tall is he? About 7 foot. Sean Dyche and his assistants are having a chat now, and Scabala's got a bit of action going on the Leeds bench. So I'm wondering if they're gonna make a decision on Weber or not. I think they're watching him closely to see just how this shoulder is, if it's causing him more discomfort. I think if there is a bone breakage, you don't always know that instantly, do you? Sometimes, and that might be the case. Let's hope that Weber is all right to continue this match. Tyler Adams and Onana are competing for the ball, and Anana's gone over the top of Tyler Adams. There's another foul by McNeil on Ayling, and Ayling's kind of brought him down with his feet as he's gone down, and Tyler Adams is holding his left hand now, I think. So a lot of breaks in the play at the moment. It's starting to get a little bit scrappy. Two teams that are struggling for points, not having a good game here, I don't think. And it looks like Tyler Adams may have been stood on his fingers, or his actual palm of his hand, and he's holding his left hand there with his right hand, and he's shaking it around a bit, and that's a sore one. If it's any studs or anything like that, and it's a full player's weight going through your hand, I can imagine he's going to be in a bit of pain with that, is Tyler Adams. And again, let's hope, Christ Almighty, let's hope he's okay. That's 2 or 3 possible injuries for Leeds United at the minute. Weber's played a ball down the line to Nonto, and he's played it under pressure, but Nonto's lost it. McNeil, interestingly enough, has drifted over from the left. He's on the right side of the pitch now, McNeil. So Everton definitely trying to put a bit more pressure on Junior Firpo and the Leeds left. Clearance from Leeds. Somerville to Nonto, but he can't collect it. It's high up in the air, and Jack Harrison's struggling to bring the ball down. It's a bit of ping pong at the moment. The ball's all over the place in the air, and Everton have brought it down. Oh no! And it's Renana, and he's blasted it over the goal. A lovely little move down the Leeds left, as I was just saying. A lovely little move from Everton down the Leeds left has brought Wöber out of position. He gets beaten, and it's a lovely cutback. And Renana's blasted it over Bellier's goal. And Leeds are struggling here at the moment. Don't know if you're watching this or not, but it seems fairly quiet down at Goodison Park. It's not a great atmosphere. Can't hear much from the Leeds fans at the moment, but Somerville's breaking. He's down the right hand side. There's a foul on Somerville, and Everton are trying to pick it up, but a cracking challenge from Harrison, and Harrison drives it. Sorry, it's Bamford. He's just driven that with his left boot, and it's just gone just wide of Pickford's goal. What a great effort that is from Patrick Bamford. A real snapshot of an effort. I thought it was Jack Harrison for a second, but it wasn't. It was Patrick Bamford. And another good attempt from Leeds United. They've had quite a few attempts in this first half. And more attempts, I think, than Everton. And Leeds are certainly... there's a deflection there from an Everton player, and it's straight into Somerville. Oh, and Harrison's had a crack, and Pickford manages to... Well, he fumbles it, and then he picks it up again, sliding across to try and prevent the corner ball. Sliding dive from Jordan Pickford after fumbling the initial shot from Jack Harrison. It's one of those games, it's crying out for a mistake, and the first team to blink and make a mistake here is going to be the team that concedes. And a lovely bit of defending from Robin Koch under pressure from Everton. And Tarkowski's making his way forward for Everton, and a real big guy here going into the 18-yard box. It looks like there is a bit of a curve and a bit of a bend on that Everton pitch. It's not a flat pitch, is it? It's definitely got some imperfections. And it's a lovely corner in from Everton. It's to the back post. Mellier's flapping at it, but he's missed it. It's saved off the line, and saved off the line twice. And I think it's McKennie who saved it off the line. And Everton were convinced that they'd got a goal then, but I think it's McKennie who's on the line, and he's saved it there, possibly not once but twice. But we're going to have a look at the replay of that. But at the moment, it's full throttle from Everton. They've picked up the ball. They're back deep in their own half at the moment. It could even be Tyler Adams. I couldn't see who it was. It was just players all over the place there. And the Leeds fans respond to my calls that they're very quiet by starting to chant, "We are Leeds, we are Leeds." So it's a very intriguing game. Is this an intriguing game of football? Leeds have probably shaded it so far. They've had the better of the chances, and but Everton are starting to come into it. They're starting to cause us problems, and they're starting to put on the pressure in and around our 18-yard box. Most notably down Junior Firpo's side of the pitch, as is normal, I think, these days. Who are you playing this week? Who are you playing this week, Dicey? Well, we're playing Leeds United. Don't worry, Dicey. Just go down the Firpo. Go down the Leeds left. You'll be all right. Right, yeah, thanks for the tips. Ball now on the halfway line. It's an Everton throw-in. It's ping-ponging around a little bit, but it's happening at such speed it's difficult to even keep up or even see who's doing what. Certainly the quality of this stream isn't that good at the moment. Hopefully it'll pick up a little bit. I mean, it's okay, but it's a little bit blurry at times. And Weber's it's Weber who saves us first time, and then I think it's McKennie in the second time. And it's Meslier who came out flapping, causing that problem. And as soon as he did, and the players dashing back to the goal line, and it's McKennie's right knee that's saved Leeds there, and Weber's head, I think. So Everton have definitely had the better chance. They're looking not to be. Leeds are unlucky. We've had 3 shots, but none of them on target at the moment for Leeds. It's 34 minutes, I think, and Everton 5 attempts, 2 on target. So we're going to have to be more accurate. We had the one that went just wide from Bamford. That's probably been our best effort, I think, this first half. 35 minutes 40 seconds on the clock, and Everton are starting to take this game to Leeds United at the moment. They seem to be having the better chances in the last few minutes. Seems to be having a bit better possession, and they're more useful than we are when they are in possession, especially in that final third. Iwobi is going to try cross one in with his left boot, and it's a conceded corner. It's deflected out, and it hits the side netting of Mellier's goal on its way through. I mean, I don't know who said Sean Dyche plays boring football, but he's certainly not playing boring football with this Everton side. It's been a very entertaining first half, and it's a third corner for Everton, and it's saved by Meslier. I think it's Tarkowski who's had pretty much an open header there, and it's Meslier smartly over to his right hand side, and Tarkowski he's challenged by 3 players. He's a man mounting, that guy, isn't he? Eileen, Koch are in there. McKennie's just off his back shoulder, and he's got a free header at Mellier's goal. Rise is taller than all 3 of them, I think, and there's a lot of pushing and shoving now. And as you'd expect, Willie Nonto's in there stood on the goal line defending an in Everton corner. My God. And it's whipped into the back post. I'll tell you what, it's a bloody good corner, is that? Why is it we can't have corners like that? You know, we can't beat the first man. It's too long. It's too short, and it's another cracking corner. And it's hit Onana's shoulder under pressure from Meslier, and it's gone out thankfully for a Meslier goal kick. Leeds lucky to be 0-0 at the moment. Lucky to be 0-0. They've really cranked it up after the first 15 minutes of Everton. The first 15 minutes is all Leeds. The rest of it, it's all Everton. They are dominating play, and they are creating chances. And McKennie's lost it in the middle of the park, and Anna's played the ball straight through, but thankfully straight to Meslier and Robin Koch. They're definitely bullying the Leeds players now, and the strength is starting to tell between these two sides. I think Leeds are going to have to consider putting Giabi on here to try and compete with some of these bigger, stronger guys who are knocking the Leeds players about a bit. McKennie there was absolutely robbed. There's another corner ball, and Junior Firpo's giving it away, but he obviously didn't have a shout. He had a bit of time there, did Junior Firpo, but he's so close to Meslier, he's just done the simple thing and kicked it out. And it's another lovely corner in, and it's fisted away by Meslier. Everton now camped on the Leeds 18-yard box, all of them inside there, and it's a lovely ball into the back, but it's too long for Tarkowski. Come on, Leeds, gonna have to do better than this. Eiling trying to play a ball out, but there's nobody that making any runs. He plays it back to Koch under pressure, and Everton are really giving it to Leeds United. We're definitely getting a taste of our own medicine here at the moment, and it looks like Dyche's men are really pressing Leeds. Tyler Adams with an interchange there with Luke Ayling, and he's played a lovely ball to the middle of the park, and Jack Harrison slipped. Somerville stood there with his hands up as if to say that's no foul, and then the ball broke loose. Somerville's after it, and he's slipped again. I don't know what is it with these Leeds players slipping at the moment. Have they got any studs in, or are we all wearing Adidas slippers today? You tell me in the comments. What do you think? And it's another lovely ball in this. They're playing some lovely balls in from the width, and McNeil's now over on the left hand side, and Tyler Adams finally tracking his run. And Tyler Adams has won the ball, but he's brought down by McNeil, and there's a bit of afters. And Tyler Adams is up, and they're having a right old push and shoving match, and the referees had to go over there. It started to get really violent. McNeil's over on the advertising hoarding. The stewards are getting involved now, and there's all sorts of pushing and shoving here down at Goodison, and it's starting to get really spicy. The deputy safety officer's there. Decore's involved, and Mellier's involved. They're trying to sort it all out. Pickford has run all the way up from his goal line, and he's down by the Leeds corner, and McNeil is absolutely furious. What seemed to be a nothing challenge has got really spicy, and I don't know what on earth the referee's going to do that. Decore's right in the middle of it. Junior Firpo's over there, and Bamford's talking as well. Maupay's there. And the referee, hopefully, is getting some advice of what went on there. It was a fairly clean challenge by Tyler Adams. He didn't like it, didn't McNeil, I think. And it's going to be interesting to see what the ref does. I'm hoping he just diffuses it, tells them all to calm down, give Leeds a drop ball, and we thump it up to Pickford's net. That would probably be the best thing to do. But Tyler Adams is now getting waved over by the ref, and the yellow card is going to get brandished here. So let's just see who's going to get a yellow card. I mean, I don't know if it was a couple of poor old disabled supporters at the front there. They were getting a ringside view of what potentially was going to be a Royal Rumble. It's a really brutal bit of bit of play from both sets of players, and it looks like Tyler Adams is in the book. And McNeil is also in the book as well. He has a big spit and then he walks away from the ref. Yeah, Adams has won that ball fairly, and then I think Eiling's gone over the top of him, and then he's got up really quickly and gone running in after Tyler Adams. He's pushed him on the floor. Adams puts his arm up just to push him away with his chest, and then there's another push. He says there's a lot of words going in. Eiling's in there trying to calm it all down, and Decore's in the book as well. He's got plenty to say about it. This isn't over. It's turning into a bit of a Royal Rumble at the minute, and a lot of bad words said between the players, and the fans are also getting involved. I mean, literally, they're fighting in row A. It's that bad. Meslier and Decore. Mellier's trying to calm Decore down. He's gone absolute. He's lost his mind. He's absolutely lost his mind. McNeil is. I don't know what is going on here, but. The ref is on the microphone now. He's speaking to, I assume, the fourth official or the VAR. And he's now holding play up, the referee. He's running up the pitch. I'm not sure where he's going. Is he going to wave play on? And he has his wave play on. Meslier takes a long free kick down the pitch towards the Everton goal. And it comes heading back, and Robbie Cock picks it up, just plays it straight back to Meslier, who pumps another ball straight towards the Everton defenders. It's all high in the air plays at the moment, long passes. The players have lost their mind after that. McKennie is also in the book. That's now been confirmed. So I think 4 yellow cards. After that, nothing of a challenge, a little bit of a dig, and then it's just it's just erupted. Is that frustrated Everton players? Is it frustrated Leeds players? Is it a bit of both? You let me know in the comment box. I think it's probably the Everton players. They've had the better chances, and it's still 0-0. And of course, they're 1 point behind us in the league. We need to get out of here with at least a draw. But rather a win. It's not a nice place to go in Goodison Park. Let's be honest, it's quite a horrible ground to go to. It's not a nice pitch by the look of it. And it's perfect for someone like Sean Dyche, who likes rough and tumble football that's not very attractive. But to be fair to Everton, they have played some really, really good stuff. And Leeds United have struggled in the last 20-25 minutes. Mellier's playing a ball down the left-hand side now. It's long, and Patrick Bamford's trying to get on it. He's finally lost his marker as Patrick, and it's Willie Gnonto now. Gnonto, couple of turns, and he wins a throw. He takes it quickly, and I think McKennie to Somerville. Oh! It's a lovely chip in, and Somerville's there, and he's won the header, but he was just a bit too much under it. And it's Junior Firpo who's clipped it into the middle of the Everton 18-yard box. And I don't know how the referees calculated that, but they've only given 2 minutes added time. The added time is over. There's plenty being said, as you can imagine, in the both dugouts. Plenty being said between the players as they depart the pitch. And this player, McNeil, is absolutely dynamite. He's playing some lovely crosses in. He's over on the left side. He's over on the right side. And when he is crossing in the ball, he's finding the players. And I'll tell you now, this event that's happened earlier, there's some scuffling going on by the tunnel, and it's Coleman who's involved. And there's more to be said about this. There's a lot being said by the players on the way down the tunnel as they depart the pitch. It's getting spicy down at Goodison Park. I don't know what to make of that. I think we're going to have it sets it all up, does this, for a very, very good second half, and I'm absolutely cannot collect to the delay stream today. What's that all about? Oh yeah, hang on a minute. Yes, Drozy says Leeds need to get out of their own half. We have struggled there in that for the majority of that first half, certainly the latter 25-30 minutes. They really started to turn the screw on Leeds, picking up the ball, crosses, corners, a lot of pressure on the Leeds United defence and a lot of pressure on the midfield. They're going to have to do a lot better and physically start competing with them. I think the answer, to be honest with you, I'd be tempted to take Jack Harrison off, and I'd be tempted to put someone like Giabi on, who's going to give us a bit more of a physical presence against these big lads that the Everton sides have, and try and compete with them in the air, obviously, on the ground, and it might just give us that little bit of extra muscle that we need. I mean, he's a fairly tall guy, he's Jack Harrison, but or perhaps Somerville, might be getting knocked off the ball a little bit easily. There's a question mark over Weber's fitness. He's had possibly a shoulder injury there as he's gone in over the back of Tyler Adams to win a header, and he's come down and hurt himself. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for watching. I'm going to have a little break, and then we'll get back to what is going to be a very spicy second half. It's perfect for Sean Dyche. He's going to have plenty to say about this when it's full time. A good game of football though up to press. Apart from all that handbag stuff. See you all in the second half. Yeah, if you're just joining, the even the stats say what I've just written there in the comment box, that they have had the better of the attacking threat from about the 12th minute onwards, 12 13 minute onwards. They've definitely had more attacking threat than Leeds. Pass accuracy from Owana is quite good as well. He's caused all sorts of problems. Tyler Adams, pass accuracy 75%, 12 passes, touches 28, distance covered 4.8 kilometres so far, so about 4 miles, I think, in that first half. A really, really strenuous half for him, a tough half. The players are just about to come back on the pitch. Leeds players not there yet, so I'm just going to quickly refill this cup. Scabala's got plenty to say by the look of it at half time. Yeah, they've just kicked off now, so here we are. After a spicy end to the first half, what is this second half going to provide? I think Leeds are going to have to really dig in here, do whatever they can to stop the Everton flow. There are a few bobbles on that pitch as the ball rolls along it, and Pickford now kicks the ball out. Been a few passes there, but nothing. We haven't missed anything yet. Everton pick the ball up and they're going down the left side again. It looks like he's put Christensen on. He has. He's put Christensen on in the right back position. I'm going to put this in the comment on. It looks like he's made some changes. We're just hearing about this, what's happened, and Patrick Bamford has been wrestled to the ground with an arm round the neck, a reverse arm around the neck, and he's been thrown backwards. Patrick Bamford, and McKennie's making a run across the pitch, but the ball's pumped into Pickford's 18-yard box. He comes out, collects it confidently, and then pumps the ball back down the field. And Christensen wins a goal kick for Leeds. So not much happening at the moment. It's all square, 0-0. And my guess is Wober's gone off, and that's what's forced Skabala to make these changes. Nonto picks up the ball. I'm not sure. Not sure what happened there to Nonto. It's like he lost his balance there as he tried to play the ball, and the commentator's saying that there might be a bit of artificial turf on the actual, making up the actual pitch. Pickford clears the ball. He's gone up onto the roof of Goodison. Absolutely thumps the ball, and it's just gone high up into the air, and there's a replacement ball in play now. There's not much happening at the minute. It looks like it's an Everton throw-in. The Everton faithful are sat there, they're biting the fingernails. Like us, really. I think they're hoping for 3 points. At the moment, nobody's getting a point. Each team's getting a point out of this, and that really isn't a desired result. And there's a nice 1-2 there, but McKennie's lost his man, and he's pumped in, and it's hit on the volley, and it's Mopé, and it's just gone flashing wide of Mellier's goal. It's a really, really good 1-2, and Iwobi's gone in there, and he's thumped that straight out. It's a bit of a hit and hope to the other side of the 18-yard box, and it's landed on Mopé's boot, but he's tried to hit it with the instep, and luckily that's managed to. It's meant that the ball's gone wide of Mellier's goal. If he'd have put his laces through it, mind you, if he'd have put his laces through it, it'd have probably ended up in row Z. Really cracking cross from Iwobi. The threat hasn't finished for Everton. They're coming out and they're making their intentions known that they are after a goal and they are after 3 points from this game, and Leeds are going to have to step it up. Harrison's been a little bit disappointing for me in the first half. I think Somerville's been a little bit disappointing as well. Not able to get on the ball, not able to create it very much. Nonto plays a lovely pass to Patrick Bamford. Bamford now in the centre is running forward. Harrison plays it back across, and there's confusion between Somerville and Bamford who's going to hit it. And the ball's gone all the way out. Pickford's gone after it, and Leeds have picked it up on the right side again. And that's another lovely ball, but it's been deflected. It looks like it might have gone out for a throw-in. A lovely ball from Nonto inside to Patrick Bamford, that. And he just overstepped it, did Bamford, and I don't know what he was trying to do. Was he trying to fey a dummy, or was he trying to crack it? And he totally missed it with his right boot, and possibly I think that's probably what it is. It's confused Patrick there. He's not caught him in his stride, and he can't do it with it. He's gone past him and Somerville. Another clinical problem for Leeds United, that we're not scoring enough goals. But Patrick Bamford does not have a right boot, unfortunately, and he's not 2-footed. I wish he was, but he isn't. And it's not looking good this for Leeds United at the moment. They're not really getting in on this game. They're not really. They are being dominated, or they have been dominated throughout that first half. Second half, still yet to decide, but it's a goal kick from, or a free kick from Pickford. I think there's been an offside there, so but we missed that on the camera, unfortunately. And that's got to be a foul, I think. Robin Koch. He's got his hands on Mopé's shoulders, and he's climbed up high over Mopé, stopped him jumping, stopped him completing the ball. Both hands on round the shoulders. But I mean, that's a foul. But the foul against Bamford wasn't given, I don't think, earlier. And I think it's the same old problem, isn't it? Consistency with referees. You're giving a free kick for that. We should have had a free kick for that up the other end. Same problem against Patrick Bamford. And it's tossed in by Everton, and Ayling's tried to push it, tried to slide it out, but it's. I think did they say Aronson's on the pitch? There's a lot of changes have gone on it, I think, in this second half. So we're going to get these clarified and just see what the bedevil has gone on. Confirmation there. Arsenal beat Aston Villa 4-2 earlier today. Villa were dominating that game by the sound of it. Unfortunately for them, they've gone down at home to a very, very good Arsenal side, unfortunately, and like anything else, it's not gone well for Aston Villa against the Arsenal. So there we go. Everton are actually on the attack at the moment, so it's going down the Leeds left-hand side as you'd expect. Everton finding, like a lot of other teams, finding a lot of joy down that Leeds left flank, or down their left flank, should I say. And Iwobi's played a ball, but it's just got a little bit too much on it for Ghana, so it's gone out for a Leeds United goal kick, and Meslier will pick that up, hopefully, and then he'll certainly get onto it and have a goal kick. So there we go. Yeah, just a quick bit of statistical information. Leeds 47% possessions, 5 shots, 0 shots on target, 2 corners, 3 fouls. 53% Everton, 9 shots on target. 9 shots, 3 on target, 5 corners, 5 fouls. So it's not looking good for Leeds, and the lineups have definitely changed. And we're just trying to find out what's gone on there. Christensen has come on for Woba. The Aronson isn't on. McKennie and Adams are on yellow cards at the moment, and we're just hoping that Leeds start coming into this game a little bit more. These Everton legs start getting a little bit tired, and there's a foul there, I think, from Tyler Adams. Referees waved to play on. Leeds have dropped off again a little bit here. It's as if they're just trying to suck Everton into making a mistake and trying to hit them with a counter attack. Everton have only just 2 players in their half, and the ball's crossed in from O'Neill again, and it's Maupay straight down Mellier's throat. Luckily, he couldn't get hold of that well enough on the turn, and he's cracked it with his right boot. It's not a very good hit. Very weak, straight at Mellier, and Everton are back on the attack again, and Christensen has made a lovely little tackle there, and he's played a lovely ball in field to Jack Harrison. Harrison out again to Nonto. Nonto was on his own, but Iwobi's quickly caught up with him. He's played it in, and then Harrison's lost it, but Nonto's picked it back up. There's a foul on Willie Nonto, and Nonto has gone rolling off the pitch, and I don't think the referee's seen it. But the Leeds fans are making their voices known about it. There's another foul, and the Everton players, I mean, they seem to be getting away with murder here compared to the Leeds players. 2 identical challenges earlier on, one on Patrick Bamford, and the Patrick Bamford one doesn't get a free kick, but the one against Leeds, with Robin Koch, the Everton player wins a free kick out of that. So, is this referee? Is he going to be happy that Leeds are going to lose this game at this rate? The referee's going to get the blame, but if he's an Huddersfield Town fan, he won't be that bothered anyway. Maupay's causing all sorts of trouble for Robin Koch. I'm unable to show the game, mate. I'm sorry. I mean, I could, but the channel will end up getting a what is it? I'll get a copyright strike for it. So if I put it on, I'm just gonna highlight these. I'm so sorry, mate. I really am so sorry. I wish I could put it on, but it's like my channel, and I'm wanting to try and develop the channel. I have already got a copyright warning already, and it's Somerville's picked it up on the edge of the 18-yard box. McKennie crosses it in, but it's collected by Pickford. Well, I mean, this is Leeds United. I'm a Leeds United. This is Leeds United Watchalong channel, and yeah, there we go. Another bit of fluffery from Leeds. Brexit geezer, show the game, please. I'm so sorry, mate. I wish I could. Leeds United is the answer to that one. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Who do I support? Leeds, yes, of course. Welcome along. If you're enjoying the commentary, the chit chat, and all the rest of it, you want to help us grow this channel, then Aronson's come on the pitch. There is a substitution happening just at the moment, and it's 60 minutes on the clock. 61 minutes coming up right now. as we speak, and Brendan Aronson has come on the pitch. We're just getting some confirmation, see who that is that's gone off. I'll tell you in just a moment if I can find that. We're marching on together, but we're not marching very far at the minute. Leeds are having a bit of a nightmare. It's not been a great game for Leeds. Scabala's made a few changes, and there's been a substitution there. So we're just going to find out what's gone on there. It's yet to be updated. So I can tell you that Brendan Aronson has come on for Leeds. And yes, we are of course marching on together. 62 minutes coming up on the clock. Somerville. Is it Somerville? Oh, sorry, it's Willie Nonto. Willie Nonto switched wings. And there's a mistake, but Iwobi, thankfully, Cock just did enough to stop Iwobi from getting on to the end of that. And there's a long ball up through the middle if Patrick Bamford could take it down, but he's not. And Jordan Pickford's managed to clear it. He's punched it out. Oh. And Everton now are trying to break out. And Tyler Adams is chasing back. He almost stopped that Everton counter-attack, but it's Maupay. Igolenko, and he's had a shot, and it's straight at Meslier. Ilian Meslier is having a good game, and it's a messy old. It has been a messy old game as this, but it's starting to tidy up a little bit. Everton, roared on by the Goodison Park crowd, are starting to turn the screw again. Leeds dominated for a good 30 minutes in that first half, and certainly Everton had the better chances with a goal saved off the line. If you don't already know, Weber's gone off. He's injured, and it's probably a shoulder injury of some description. So that's the end of the new man for a little while, and it's not a good situation for Leeds at the moment. It really is disappointing. I'm just hoping that they're and there's a goal. And it's Everton have scored a goal, and it's a real calamity for Leeds United. Is this? It's been on the cards for a while, and I think the man most likely to score it, McNeil, I think, is scored, and it's just coming on now. There's been a slip up by Leeds, and it's Seamus Coleman is your scorer, and it's another Meslier stood with his hands on his hips, and the ball's played by Iwobi over the top down the right hand side. He's gone down, and I mean Meslier is in a terrible position, and he's come down the right hand side and with an impossible angle. He's just smashed it. He's 2 yards away from the touchline, from the byline, and Meslier stood about 3 or 4 yards out off his line in the middle of his goal. It's bad positioning from Ilian Meslier. Is this? He's rooted to his feet are rooted in the ground, Ilian Meslier, and he just thinks he's gonna cross it, but there's nobody else in the box for Everton, and the ball has gone whipping in. It's an absolute joke of a goal, and a real calamity for Ilian Meslier is that it's come out of nowhere. What appeared to be a bit of a nothing of a cross has actually, or nothing of a cross or a shot has actually beaten Ilian Meslier. I mean, it's just, and Patrick Bamford's lost his mind. He's taken Ghana down, and Ghana is tapping out on the he's tapping out on the Goodison turf. It's a big challenge for Patrick Bamford. Bamford has clobbered him one on his on the top of his boot, on top of his foot, a stroke ankle, and Ganner's got up, he's limping. And the Leeds fans now chanting away, trying to encourage the Leeds team to get on there and get a goal. And it looks like we're cruising to a 9th defeat of the season. I think it's not good enough for Leeds. It really isn't. And the people panicking have got every right to be panicking, because that goal is a shambles. It's an absolute shambles of a goal for us to concede, and I don't know how, but it's Seamus Coleman, isn't it? I think he's come back like anything else. He's done nothing for God knows how long. Plays Leeds United and boom, it's a goal. Confirming that substitution, it's Crescencio Somerville went off. Brendan Aronson came on. That happened on the 61st minute. So Everton are attacking again, and it's Mopé. He's on the byline, but luckily that he's taken out by who, Tyler Adams. He's there again. Tyler Adams must be somewhere near his 8th or 9th mile of running during this game. He has covered some ground today as Tyler Adams for Leeds United, and thank God for Tyler Adams, because honestly we are in a mess here. It's an Everton corner, and they've got a guy here who can he takes an absolute belter of a corner every time, whips it into the near post, and it's headed over by Tarkowski, and it's not a good. Leeds are not in a very good place at the moment, not at all. It's really difficult to watch. McNeil is the man taking the set pieces for Everton, and he's absolutely brilliant at corners and set pieces. But this ball from Coleman, he's beaten Robin Koch to it just marginally. It's a shame Robin's not managed to get a foot on it or anything like that. If he gets a toe end on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Aronson, Bamford, and it's kicked away by the Everton defenders, and Anama is on it. Hope we don't get relegated. It's Leeds United corner. It's Jack Harrison. It plays a short one. Nonto. Aronson tosses it in, and it's collected convincingly by Pickford on the edge of his 6-yard box. Pickford bowls the ball straight out down the middle, but luckily it's cut out by the Leeds defence. Nonto on the byline, and he plays it straight in, but it's cut out again by Tarkowski, who's having a great game for Everton. He's stopping everything that Leeds United are throwing at him. But Leeds have, they had a very, very good 15 minutes, but we failed to score in that opening 15 minutes. And unfortunately, Everton are ahead. But I still think we can get something out of this game. But not at the moment. There's still plenty. It's still time. Still 20 minutes to go. 70 minutes on the clock as we speak. Nonto, right hand side at the moment. Nonto, and there's a ball played by Christensen, but Nonto's got no chance of getting it. There's 2 Everton defenders covering, and it's forcing Nonto wide. The ball's pinging around between the players at the moment. It's difficult to even. By the time I've said the name, it's probably gone back to another between 2 or 3 other players. It really is frantic pace at the moment from both teams. Brexit geezer says no. Yeah, of course, we need to get a grip. I'm afraid, Alexander, it's not looking good at the moment. Hope we don't get relegated. Well, of course. Can't believe Jesse Marsh has been sacked. Um, yeah, I mean, I was as shocked as anybody else. I, I didn't think it was the right decision, and it certainly. And Willie Nonto tries to cross a ball in there at an impossible angle, but I don't know if Willie Nonto's had a. He's had the. Is it the end of his game today? He's looking like he's a bit dejected. He's a young lad. Perhaps if there's some more experience or some fresher legs, Orta and Kinnear are both with their hands in the chins. The chin in the hands. And Scabala's out there and he's giving the players a real talking to. And at the moment there is a break in play. I think it's Onana, is it? Onana, who's down. One of the Everton players is down. Tarkowski's over there. He's speaking to the concerned player and talking to the physio. And Coleman is over there as well. He's got a few words, and of course. It is Leeds. I'm absolutely devastated with this goal. I mean, Robin Koch, Coleman's not. Koch's he started tracking the run, but by the time he got anywhere near Coleman, he'd hit it, and it's beaten Melier. It's a really tight angle. It's got a little bit of bend on it outwards. He's hit it with his right boot, and it's hit just gone in off the far post. And it's a really, really clinical finish. And Melier should have done better. Robin Koch should have done better. It's a really disappointing. Would I like to see Bielsa back? I love Marcelo Bielsa, but I don't think he's the right man for the Premier League. I'm afraid. I think in that first season, we escaped relegation by a whisker, with the record for most goals conceded, and at this level you can't concede goals, and I wish I wish he'd have put a little bit more impetus into the defensive side of the game rather than the attacking side of the game, because we were conceding plenty and not scoring enough. Brexit, Leeds, yes, of course, come on Leeds. MOT, Alexander Wright, of course, again, yes, I totally agree with you there. MOT, and then we've got Bielsa got us promoted, though. I know, I love Bielsa. He's a club legend, but is he good enough was he good enough for the Premier League? It's okay attacking and playing the way you did, and I also think about Bielsa, was he backed? Was he backed well enough to that Marsh was backed? And part of me says no, but then the other part of me says, well, there were reports swirling around that Bielsa didn't want to sign anybody. He just wanted to work with a small group of players, and he wouldn't accept money from the board. It's difficult to know what the truth actually is. And I mean, I assume that it's in a book somewhere, or someone's made some comments about what the discussions were happening at Elland Road at the time. But the team was depleted. We had a lot of injuries, and part of me thinks that were Bielsa's intense training methods too much for the players' bodies to cope with. So many players getting injured in training and stuff like that, and there's a long ball in, but Nonto's at the back post, he can't win it, and Tarkowski pushes Nonto into the advertising hoarding. If you're just joining, there was a real ruckus at the end of the first half. 4 players ended up getting yellow carded, and as you know, Everton's a very narrow pitch. The seats are almost on the pitch. It's such a small ground, and a couple of players going into the advertising hoardings there. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody's got that on YouTube later on because there was all sorts of business going on between Ayling, Tyler Adams, and Maupay and a few other Everton players. Harrison on the left plays it in with the outside of his left boot, and Patrick Bamford just can't control it. Ooh. And it's another good ball in from Luke Ayling. Everton seem to have lost a little bit of impetus at the moment, and they are dropping off and sitting a little bit deeper, and it's allowing Leeds United to put a bit of pressure on. There is a foul on Brendan Aronson. He's down on the floor. It's by Onana. And it's a Leeds free kick, 40 odd yards out. Right of centre as we're looking at it, and it's Jack Harrison who's over it. It looks like he's not going to have a shot. He's shaping up to make a cross in. It's something off the training ground that they've worked on, because Harrison's got his hand over his mouth with Willie Nonto, and I'm just wondering, or is it McKennie? It's McKennie. And Jack Harrison has played this ball in, and I'm not so sure if the players were ready, but it's gone out for a goal kick over everybody's head, and I was convinced he was going to play a short one down the line to McKennie. There is a Leeds substitution coming, and it's Willie Nonto coming off. I thought it looked a bit. Oh, is it? No, it isn't. It's McKennie coming off. McKennie's come off. Rutter's come on. And it seems that Skabala is now going to throw the kitchen sink at this match for the last 12 minutes, 78 minutes on the clock. So Tyler Adams is now on his own in the midfield. He's put Rutter on. Adams has nobody partnering him in the middle of the park, and it literally is like watching something out of a Spanish league where nobody cares about defence anymore. We're literally just gonna go and try and bully Everton into conceding a goal at the moment. Mellier's kicked the ball long. Bamford's been held up literally he's got his hand round his throat. It's Tarkowski again. And he's got his arm right round his chest there, and Patrick Bamford just can't run. It's a brutal physical match is this with Everton, and that's probably what we would have expected from a Sean Dyche team. It's been very, very scrappy at times in the first half, and the second half, unfortunately, hasn't got much better. It's a Leeds free kick. It's 35, 40, probably 40 yards out, central to Pickford's goal. Tyler Adams and Jack Harrison are over it again, and Harrison's played a ball in, and yet again it's a similar position. It's too much on it, Jack. It's gone out for a goal kick. It's not even hit any way over the heads of the players. And Skabala is stood at the edge of the dugout, and he's absolutely blasting the players. I think Harrison's going to come in for a bit of stick for that, because that's the second one that he's played. A free kick from a good position, and he's overcooked it and conceded 2 goal kicks. And Rutter's in, and he's gone across one of the Everton players with his elbow, I think. And it's Ghana who's gone down, and Tyler Adams spots the ball up quickly for the Everton players to take the free kick, the resulting free kick. But Everton are going to make a substitution, and Maupay's coming off. He's been an absolute pain in the backside for the Leeds back four, as this guy Maupay. And despite the missing Calvert-Lewelling and the other missing sick notes at Everton, he's had an absolutely outstanding match. Unfortunately, And it's Sims who's come on for Everton. Shirt number 50, it's Sims. So 81 minutes. That substitution's taken the best part of a minute. So yeah, and Tarkowski wins a header. Luckily, Mellier's out to collect. And it's when things aren't going well, when you're down the bottom of the pitch, and that's a terrible, terrible pass from Junior Firpo. He's given it away 30 yards from goal, and the Everton players are quickly onto it, playing 1-2s with each other. And thankfully, Rutter's come all the way back to win the ball. And I'm hoping that is the Rutter's. I tell you what, Rutter's back now. He's stood on Pickford's 18-yard box. That's some ground and speed by Rutter. It's really, really disheartening, and when you're down at the bottom, things just don't go for you. And I think that's the thing with Leeds. That's the thing with Leeds at the moment. We just seem to not be clinical enough. And there's a ball in. Patrick Bamford, and it's to Harrison, and he skewed his shot on the volley, and it's gone wide of Pickford's goal. But there is a hint that there might be a... No, there's no deflection. I don't think there's a deflection there. It's gone out for a goal kick. I was hoping for a corner ball, but Skabala is... I wish things had have worked out for him today. Pickford takes the resulting goal kick, and that's terrible from Jack Harrison. He's tried to play it first time on the volley over the top, but it's skewed off his boot, and it's gone out for an Everton free kick under absolutely no pressure at all there, Jack Harrison. I think he's struggled today as Jack. I don't know. Is it the ground? Is it the physicality of Everton? He's just not been effective for us, like so many other names in the Leeds shirt. And there's a foul there, and it looks like is it Jack Harrison who's conceded the foul? It is. And it looks like he's going to get a yellow card now, does Jack Harrison? And he's not done very much to impress me at all today. He's been very, very poor. He's a G. He is a G, Marcelo Bielsa. If we get relegated, I wouldn't mind Bielsa getting us back up. I don't think Bielsa's going to come and manage us. True. Bamford hasn't been particularly good this season. Well, I mean, he's spent most of the season out. But what he does do is provides a lot of assists. He's provided a lot of assists for us since returning. And I think it's just a matter of time before things click for Bamford. I hope it's sooner rather than later. Maybe we should start Rutter in these next few games. Well, possibly. I think the thing with Rutter is 30 months ago he was bought for €700,000 or whatever it is, 700,000. And there's a bit of action going on here, and it's Leeds United. They're pressing hard against Everton. Nonto. I thought Nonto had gone off the pitch. No, he hasn't. I thought Nonto was substituted. Well, I do apologise if I've missaid that, but Jack Harrison's stood over the corner flag now. He's about to take a corner ball. Nonto's taken a few corners today for us. And Jack Harrison is finally coming off the pitch. Sam Greenwood's coming on. And Sam Greenwood is luckily behind the set piece for us. Brexit, who would you like to see as the new Leeds manager? Alexander Wright asks if you're still there. Knowles A. Not. And the ball's cleared out. It's not been a very good corner, that, from Sam Greenwood, but luckily it's picked up by Leeds, and Melié's pumping the ball long, high into the air. Everton are starting to sit really, really deep, and their intention now is close this game out at 1-0, and it's another win for Sean Dyche. That's 2 wins and a loss, and 6 points on the board for Everton. It puts them above Leeds. Leeds United will finish the day in the relegation zone. And it's a poor cross in. It just lacking the quality again. Bielsa. McKennie got subbed. It was McKennie. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I thought it was Nonto. Yeah, but Nonto was over for a drink, and McKennie came off. He was behind Nonto. You're right. That's exactly what happened. The camera showed that it was Nonto stood by the touchline. He's just about to come off the pitch, but Nonto picks a drink up. McKennie goes in behind him. Rather, the camera angle caught me out. It's a Leeds free kick. It's right on the touchline, and it's Sam Greenwood to hurl it in. It's way out from the goal, but it's in the 18-yard box. And Ayling, we need Luke Ayling to smash one. And Willie Nonto's picked it up. He's on the left-hand side now, Willie Nonto. A little bit of trickery. I think Willie Nonto's lost his legs, to be honest with you. He's looking starting to look tired. Decore to Iwobi. And Sims has picked it up. He just lumps that straight into the middle of the park. And it's Decore on his own, and luckily there's been a bobble, and he's miscontrolled the ball, and Everton should have been 2-0 up because Decore was on his own. It's a great ball in from Iwobi. He's on his own. He's gone running through. I mean, I don't know if he's tired or what, but he should have done a lot better there, Decore. And it's it's Sims who's played that in. It's a cracking ball in. And Leeds United, there's nobody there to defend. And luckily, the miscontrol gives Aronson a fraction of a second. Just enough time to get over there and dispossess him. As he's 12 yards out from Melié's goal. What a dearie me. Leeds United. Oh, and it's Iwobi who's played another one over the top, but it's intercepted by Robin Koch. And they're trying to appeal for a back pass, the Everton crowd, because Koch touched it and it went straight into Melié's hands, and there's another long ball in there for Nonto, but Nonto's not going to get to that. And it's looking increasingly like Sean Dyche must be drinking out of that water bottle thinking it's got champagne in it, as this water bottle. It's got champagne in it. GG. GG. It's over. Is it over? No, the answer's no. Almost over. 90 minutes is coming up on the clock. And we're looking now. 89 minutes, 40 seconds I've got, so we're going to be a few seconds behind the actual what is going on. Melié plays the ball out. Leeds United are really, really struggling. It's the kind of game again, isn't it? Where is Joe Geldart? Where is Joe Geldart? If you need a goal, you're scrapping like hell for a point. And it's a game like this, he's the man that you should be putting on the pitch, because he's going to get on the pitch and fight for you. Christensen is taking a throw in. It's high up the pitch, and so high up that Leeds United have conceded offside now. And I think it's Patrick Bamford. He's dropped his head as Patrick. Yeah, a very, very disappointing result this for Leeds United. When you see this goal, honestly, you want to smash the TV when you see it. It is that bad. The Everton goal is that bad. It's bad. I mean, it's worse than bad. How the hell Melier has let that go in, I'll never know. But it's. I've said it in the past. Positioning of players in certain situations and scenarios. He's not even covering his near post. And Iwobi's chasing a ball down, but luckily it's gone back to Melier. Firpo striding forward. Oh, it's a lovely ball forward, but Rutter just can't get to it. It's too far away from Rutter, and Pickford's playing silly buggers. Either that or he's slipped. And Pickford is bouncing the ball, he's walking around in his 18-yard box. And it's the classic Sean Dyche, wind the minutes down, boys, you can do it. It's just suck the life out of this opponent. And this is Sims again, I think, is it? Yeah, Sims. He's running forward and he's giving Cock the run around. And Sean Dyche is over the moon. It's 92 minutes 15 seconds at the minute. Apparently before the game there's been a demonstration at Everton. The fans, of course, they're not happy with the board of directors, and you've got to think that it's only a matter of time before the Leeds fans start losing patience. But this depends on what Radzani and Orta are doing about this sale for Leeds. I don't think new owners are going to make too much of a difference. You're going to need a new manager in there and a new setup, and with that you're going to expect to see a lot of the faces we have now departing, and new faces coming in. And it's a kick out by Melier, and it's a terrible kick out. It's gone straight to an Everton player, and luckily I think it's Robin Koch who's come across and cleaned up Melier's mess there. No, it isn't. It's tight. I should have known who it was. I should have known who it is. You'll know who it was. Tyler Adams. Iwobi plays down the line. Decore. He's done Adamson. Oh! And Gay's smashed. There's been a couple of strikes at the Leeds goal there, but they've been deflected away by the Leeds defenders, and they're a beaten side now, Leeds United. I think there are 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Yeah, there are, but that's it on the 94th minute and the 10th second. The referee has blown his final whistle. Nonto and Coleman are having a chit chat. It's a good chit chat as well. I imagine they're. I don't know. There might even be a bit of handback. There's still a lot of heat over what was going on in the first half, towards the end of the first half, and Willie Nonto probably is a fiery character. He likes to get involved he's always in the thick of it. And Scabala goes over, shakes the referee, and Willie Nonto has lost his mind. Willie Nonto now has lost his mind. He's been dragged away by the Leeds coaching staff, and Willie Nonto, even after full time, has got a yellow card for whatever the hell's gone on there. And Willie Nonto, he's got absolutely ballistic, and it's something to do with Seamus Coleman. After the full-time whistle, Willie's gone over there and said something to Coleman. Coleman's obviously had something to say back to Willie Nonto, and Willie Nonto probably hasn't liked it. But there's the man who's been the difference for Everton. Seamus Coleman has... I can't say it's a fluke. I can't say it's skill, but Willie Nonto's got booked after the full-time whistle. So it's absolutely crazy. It'll take a miracle to win. Miracles past. He's on loan at Sunderland. Geldart would be the man I'd be having back, because when you're struggling like that, you need someone who's gonna fight like hell, and he's the man. And I'd have probably said bring him on and get Bamford off. Joe Geldart, of course. I was disappointed to see that he's gone up to Sunderland, but I really wish him well. I hope he gets a good run at the Sunderland squad and can show the Leeds United management what he's about and why it's a good idea for him to come back. Remember the 94th minute goal against Brentford to escape relegation? Well, of course, what an insane game that was, and I'll never forget Rafinha's antics after the final whistle, and that whole crawling the length of the pitch on his knees, and then but before that, his celebration in the crowd, and I think he got in the crowd because there was someone in there that he knew, if I remember rightly. Just talk a little bit about that game. We're not relegated. We're down in the relegation zone, but we've got Southampton to play, and I expected this game to be a very tough game today. I thought that we might have shaded it. The odds were that we would shade it, that we would probably end up with a slim victory. But unfortunately, a Seamus Coleman wonder goal. Could I call it a wonder goal or a calamity by Ilian Meslier? His positioning is absolutely dreadful, and Robin Koch was probably too slow to get over there. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? We can always talk about what went wrong with a goal that was conceded, and it is a wonderful thing, but you just couldn't make it up. You just couldn't see how Meslier has positioned himself with Coleman's run when he's going in there and he's having a swing at it. It's so disappointing from Leeds United. It really is. I'm absolutely gutted. You get out of there with a point, you think fair enough, we've penned them back where they were. We've only got a point today, but at least we've not gone down a place. And I think it's a psychological thing. You go down into that you get sucked into that relegation battle. That was funny. It was funny. It was a great game. What a great game to watch. And they played the heart out. And like I say about Joe Geldart, he was instrumental in keeping us up last season. Whenever we needed a goal, you threw him on the pitch and you knew that you'd get him in, and he'd be running, he'd be snapping at the defenders, the midfielders, cutting out the ball, winning the ball, and causing an absolute mayhem for the opponent, whoever it was, or whoever it is. And I thought that about Forest. I sat there like, the man you need on here, Joe Geldart, mate. Get Joe Geldart on there. He'll fight tooth and nail for you, and he'll win you a free kick. He'll win you a penalty. He'll get you an assist, break up a move and win the turnover. Get a little bit of get the possession back. I'm absolutely gutted for this game today, guys. I can't tell you how disappointing it is. Next Premier League fixtures for Everton: Aston Villa on the 25th, Arsenal on the 1st, Forest away on the 5th, Brentford, Chelsea, Spurs, and that takes them up to April. Transmission has actually been cut now from the broadcaster, I think. I wish I could show you that, guys, but
once I show something that's copyright, it'll just get cut out by YouTube. I did it once, and I ended up nearly getting the channel banned. So I don't, I don't wish to do that really. I'd like to try and go on and develop my channel. What can we say about that? The most disappointing thing is the result, and the most even more disappointing thing now is Leeds United standing in the Premier League, where I suspect that we've gone down officially into the bottom three, and that is a really big problem for us. It's not over. There's a long way to go, and the next match is now critical for Leeds United, because our next match is Southampton, and we are actually 1 point above Southampton now, and we are 1 point below, or 1 point behind West Ham, which puts us at the bottom three now. Reads West Ham 20 points, Leeds United 19 points, Southampton 18 points. And this is really, really bad news for us, isn't it? I just don't see how. And I can imagine, I'm going to go on there in a few moments and read some of the comments about what's happened today, and I'll show you some of those. We need to get rid of Somerville. I think today's game is a physical game, and I don't think it's a game that Somerville is a player that's going to be suited to that kind of physicality. Because I'll tell you what, those Everton players, that was a rough game. Somerville is bad, to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen some good things out of Somerville. I just think there's a time and a place for him, and that game was not his cup of tea today. Here's the league standings as they are. West Ham, the thing here is West Ham haven't played yet by the look of this. They're on 22. Leeds, the teams around them on 23, apart from Leicester City. So there must be those teams must be playing each other very shortly. That might be the late kick-off. I don't know. I'll have to check that. The notable thing here as well for us is, of course, our goal difference slips down yet again. Which is a problem. Thankfully, there's Southampton minus 21, Bournemouth minus 23, Wolves minus 15, and Everton are a little bit worse than us as well. So, there's only one team with a better goal difference than us. We just need to start stringing a couple of wins together, and if we can do that, I think we get a win against Southampton. It's at home. If we get a win against them, I think that could be the turning point for us. I could see us then going on and getting a couple of more wins. You get 9 points in this league on the bounce, and suddenly everything looks different. Look at where Villa are, Chelsea are. They're on 28, 31, respectively, and we're still in it. We're still in it. That's the thing. We're still in it. We're in the mixer. It's not a good time, but we've got to really stick together now. And while ever we're in the situation we are managerless, or whatever you want to call it, try and get behind Skabala. Try and get behind the lads. Try and put these management and board issues behind us. And on those match days, make sure that they know that, we're behind them, and we've got a good support. We've got a good support at home. With one of the best supported clubs away. So some other teams, can you imagine how many Bournemouth fans are going to make their way up from Bournemouth to Ellen Road? Half a dozen, mate, if you're lucky. Half a dozen if you're lucky. It's so disappointing. It really is so disappointing. We're going to have a little look around and see what's been going on today. I think what is going on, I think what's going to be said warning, what is going to be said, what you're going to see is not going to be very nice, is it? Of course it isn't. It's Leeds United, and people tell it, and I don't think Jesse Marsh realised this, but people tell it as it is, and not some pie in the sky theory or positivity. I like Jesse Marsh, but I thought there was a time where he's too positive, and the actual reality isn't sunk in that, in this league, it is the world's best league for a reason, and it isn't easy down there. And the further down you are, the harder it gets to get out of it. And I think that's definitely the situation right now. It's an emergency situation for Leeds United, and these players are going to have to pull the socks up and fight like hell for this club, and fight like hell for our position in the Premier League. Wow, the most important game of our season today, and we don't turn up. That was painful to watch. Just pay the release fee for Areola and get him in. Well, of course, we could see these little pictures here. It's time for Harry or Sam. Oh my God, Roy, bro. Harry Redknapp ain't gonna save us from relegation. Big Sam might do, but I don't want Big Sam at Ellen Road, I'm afraid. I really don't. We are going down. That was the most toothless, embarrassing performance ever. Not a single shot on target, exactly as predicted following Scabala's ridiculous press conference. He's out of his depth, but then again, most of the players look like they are too. I just want to know how they keep a player like Bamford in the club. Worst performance of the season. 6 weeks ago, I was slated for saying bring in Dyche, give him a window and we'd be okay. Looks like it would have been a good call. Well, he's got 6 points in 3 games, and he's got Everton out of the mire. I mean, they were 3 or 4 weeks ago they were looking like piece of cake, mate. You'd say go there. Who's in charge? Lampard. He ain't got a clue what he's doing. We'll go there, get 3 points. You get someone in who knows what they're doing. And I mean, Arsenal went there, and everybody talks about the manager bounce, the change of manager bounce. I prefer the Championship anyway. Says Vinny Stokes. Nuno Espirito Santo, I really don't think he's the answer. We need a firefighter, and we need him now. Yeah. I don't normally badmouth a team, even when they play bad, because it's not. There's always next week. But there was nothing professional about Leeds today. It hurts. At least we are still in the cup. That's got nothing to do with the league standing, has it? Who saw that strange interview with Paddy this week? He didn't agree that today was a big key game. He didn't seem bothered. He said he was pleased that there was no pressure now that Jesse is gone. I saw that interview. I haven't seen that particular interview with Paddy, but I have heard about it, and if that's what he said, it makes me think that there are managers who would have heard him in that interview and said, that's it, I'm going to drop him. Just drop him. If that's his attitude to this club, he's going to be dropped for the rest of the season. Some of them would have gone absolutely fucking berserk. Can you imagine someone like Fergie and one of the players comes, mate, there's no pressure, blah blah blah, and we're all right. And Man United are down in the dog fight. We're gonna have to really pull our socks up, and they need a fucking good kick up the arse, if you ask me. Some of these, and I think Bamford's probably one of them. We're down. Here we go again. I'm genuinely starting to believe it doesn't matter who ends up being our manager as a special contains no bottle and no end product, and I think that's part of the problem, isn't it? It's really, really sad and depressing. Southampton just won against Chelsea. Oh God. I mean, how can that be possible? How can that be even possible today? Honestly, it is just a bloody nightmare, isn't it? Yeah, Villa lost 4-2 against Arsenal at home. Brentford and Palace one apiece. Fulham beat Brighton away. I mean, that's a massive result. Is that, if you're watching this, it's a massive result. Is that because Brighton are a decent side? Southampton have beaten Chelsea, and this is why we are where we are now. Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. What the hell's happened there? One apiece. Wolverhampton have lost against Bournemouth. So, is it just a case of, I don't know if you could see that, guys. Is it a case of, right, we've had our losing streak now, it's time to pull our finger out and start winning again, or this is the only thing that I can see at the moment. It's absolutely mind-blowingly bad from Leeds United, and I just don't see how we can get out of it. We have to have an urgent turn of events for us to get out of this quagmire, as I can call it at the moment. I'll just zoom in. I mean, we're talking about results. I wouldn't have predicted Bournemouth getting a win at Wolves. Definitely not. And this one here, I mean, what the hell's gone on? What is going on with Manchester City? The thing about this Premier League is this. Man United will end up winning it. After the worst start in their history to a league season, they'll end up winning it. And the reason they're going to end up winning it is this. Because nobody else wants to win the fucking Premier League. There's nobody out there who wants to win the Premier League. You talk to any Man United fan, and they'll tell you, "Oh, we're not in a title race, mate. You sat second, and everybody else is dropping points around you, like there's no tomorrow." There is no tomorrow. I mean, Grealish on 41, and Gibbs White has got rescue. Sorry, it's. Bernardo Silva on the 41st minute, and Wood again with that man Gibbs White. He undid Leeds, didn't he? And they are now, it's difficult to see who is going to win this Premier League. My money would be, I mean, if you had 10 quid on Man United after the first 2 months, you're going to be in the winning here with this season, because I'll tell you what, Man United are the team that are going to win it. It's just so disappointing. It's so disappointing, and I honestly feel sorry for the players who have joined us. I feel sorry for the players who have put a shift in today. Tyler Adams, Luke Ayling, Wöber, he went off at half time with a possible suspected shoulder injury. We don't know the nature or severity of that yet until we hear word from the club, of course. But there's no other way of saying it. Leeds United are in big trouble in the Premier League, and I think, barring a miracle or a small string of wins, we're going to be in a lot of trouble, and I think it could be Championship football again next year. Martin Cage says the stable door is well and truly locked and the horse is bolted. What do you think, guys? Get your comments in in the chat box. I'll highlight them and read them out. 10 pastures down. Disgraceful. Marsh had to go, but sacking him without a replacement is suicide. And I agree. I've always sort of backed and thought, Radzani and Orta, they should be alright. They know what they're doing. I still think in the back of my mind, watching that press conference from Skabala, that they've got a replacement lined up and they're just waiting for some I's to be dotted and some T's to be crossed before they can make an announcement. I think they're close, and I think they're probably closer than we realise. It wouldn't surprise me if, boom, out of the blue, we've got a new manager next week. Ouch, the players are looking forward to go to Goodison Park, looking for to try and get 3 points. Is having shots on target, yeah. Shots on target, it's disgraceful. We go to play Man United off the park to this. We deserve to go down if we play like today. Couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Southampton game is huge now. It's the importance of that Southampton game is just off the chart after today's results. After those results today, and Southampton, Bournemouth and Everton have all showed fight today. What did we show aside from we're going down? No pride, no commitment, no belief. None of these players deserve to be put. I mean, come on. You know, there were some good performances, and I think Willie Nonto, the thing with a younger player losing his head, he's got disheartened. They're getting into the final minutes, and he's got himself a yellow card after the final whistle. An incident between him and Seamus Coleman has caused Willie Nonto to get a yellow card, and I think we need him to be on fire for us. We don't need him to be losing confidence. We need him scoring goals, creating chances, causing the opponent grief in a footballing way, not in a I'm going to knock you off the not going to knock you off the bloody advertising hoarding. So I think we have to have a bit of guidance, we have to have a bit of calm, and we have to have a coming together and figure out why we created no or very few chances on target during that match. Very disappointed. Right, if you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. I mean, bro, I can't even hold that up. Smash a like button. If you want some more Leeds content as well this week. The drama going on at Ellen Road never ceases to stop at the moment. Let me know, and I'll try and pump out some stuff this week anyway. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to be making videos and stuff to try and help me get my channel. We are fighting for survival. I think this is the 433rd answer. Everton stretching the play, moving the ball quickly, taking our midfield out of the game and just bypassing them. Harrison centrally doesn't work. We keep overturning possession cheaply. Every time we go forward, it just comes straight back. Skabala was very naive. Yeah, I mean, he's got a point. He's got not just 1 point, but he's got more than Leeds have since Bonfire Night. Apparently, that was the last time we won a game. Yeah, I mean, there's some people going on there. It's good. Take care, all the very best. I'll see you all for the next game. When is the next game? Well, fixtures is Leeds United. I think is it a Saturday game? There's a couple of games going on. What's happening there? Let's see. Leeds United versus Southampton. It's Saturday the 25th of February. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff at Ellen Road. All the very best to you. Take care. I'll see you then for that watch along. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go out and try and find something that brings you joy to do. That's the only thing. If you like fishing, for example, go fishing. If you like walking, go walking. You want to just get away from everything and just relax and meditate. We'll survive. You heard it here. See you next time.